Hello, dear children. Hope all of you are safe and fine at home. Well, in today's session, I would like to take up an important topic in grammar, subject verb concord. Since it's a vast topic and there are many rules that apply, I have divided the topic into two parts for our convenience. Well, children, what is subject verb concord? Subject verb agreement is one of the most challenging parts of properly using English. So, subject verb concord is nothing but subject verb agreement. Subject and verb agreement means your subject and verb must match or agree in number. So, that is, you already know what is a subject and a verb. So, these two are in a sentence. Subject is a noun or pronoun that tells us what the sentence talks about, and the verb represents the action in the sentence. Then what does subject verb concord or agreement mean? So it means that the subject and the verb in a sentence should match or agree. Otherwise, the sentence will not sound right and it will be an error. So let's understand the basic rules of subject. The basic rule that we have to keep in our mind is a singular subject needs a singular verb and a plural subject needs a plural verb. I have given you a pictorial representation here. You can see that the singular subject, the person, then it is followed by the singular verb waits. The same way, the people is a plural subject, it is followed by a plural verb which is wait. Okay, so this is actually the basic rule. Well, there is another slide to show you an example clearly. Two dogs is the subject there, and towards the right side we have one dog. So two dogs is actually a plural subject, so it is followed by the verb are. So the sentence is two dogs are sitting on the grass, whereas this side we have one dog. If you don't mention one, it doesn't matter, we can say a dog or the dog is sitting on the grass. So is actually the singular verb which is following the singular subject. Next we have a dog is a faithful animal. A dog is a singular subject which is followed by the singular verb is. So that becomes a dog is a faithful animal. Jenny and Rita, it is a plural subject because we have two people there, and then that is connected with the verb are because it is plural subject, we have plural verb. So the sentence becomes as Jenny and Rita are playing together. Well, this slide shows you an example of the correct form and the incorrect form. You can see a good student knows the value of communication skills. So when it is a singular subject, we have the singular verb, whereas here good students knows the value of communication skills. That is incorrect because the verb that should be followed after plural subject should be a plural verb. So it should have been good students know the value of communication skills. So these are the main things that you have to note down, children. You have to note down the subject of the sentence first, and then you have to see the correct verb which has to be used after the subject. The next thing what you have to consider is about the person. Here person means the first person, second person and third person. While studying about pronouns, you might have heard this or you might have learnt this in your lower grades. So first person is you, that is If I'm speaking, I am the first person. If I'm speaking to, say, Shreya, Shreya will be the second person. If I'm talking to Shreya about Tanya, so Tanya will be the third person. Okay, is it clear? So here the first person singular or plural takes a plural verb. That is, I like chocolates. We like this card. So I and we are first person singular or plural. So it is both I is singular, we is plural. So both are going to take a plural verb. So you can see like is common in both the subjects. That is, if it is singular or plural, the verb which is going to follow will be plural. This is a bit confusing and it is apart from the basic rule. And then the second person singular or plural takes a plural verb. So again, when you're talking about the second person, when you talk to the second person, you will be mentioning them as you. So you like this card. So when the subject is you, it is always followed by the plural verb. So it becomes you like this card. The next one is the third person singular takes a singular verb, and the third person plural takes a plural verb. So this is back to the basic rule. So when we are talking about the third person, it becomes he or she or it. So that follows the basic rule, and that is the subject is followed by the singular verb. The third person plural takes a plural verb again. So that is also a basic rule. They. So that is actually pointing out to someone. So the third person subject they is followed by the plural verb. So he, she likes this card. They like this card. Hope it is clear. We know about lot of uncountable nouns, isn't it? So honesty, fear, oil, knowledge, failure are all uncountable nouns. So when we use an uncountable noun as the subject of a verb, we use a singular form of the verb. So they are all considered as singular. So honesty is the best policy. Fear begins to haunt him. Oil is spilt on the floor. Knowledge is power. Failure is the stepping stone of success. Children, next is the class nouns. Class nouns such as food, furniture, clothing, etc. take a singular verb. For example, this furniture is very old. This imported cutlery is very costly. His clothing consists of a bulletproof jacket, a pair of trousers and some other items. So here you can just notice the words which I have marked in red are all singular verbs. That is with respect to the class nouns like food, furniture, clothing, etc. And the next is when we have long subjects. When a clause or a long group of words is the subject, we have to be careful to make the verb agree with the subject. Example, the chairs which I bought yesterday are very costly. The chairs is actually a plural subject. So we have a plural verb are. The next one is if a singular subject is followed by a phrase containing a plural noun, the verb is singular. You can see this with an example. One of the boys. So one of the boys. So here boys is a plural noun and that is followed by a singular verb because we are talking about one person among the boys. So it is always followed by a singular verb. One of the members is against the rule. So when the subject consists of one of plus the plural noun, the verb is always singular. Some more examples. One of the girls was singing. One of the students was talking. One of the birds was chirping. One of the teachers is joining the trip. This is where we go wrong, children, because we have the plural form of nouns, but we have the phrase one of the, which is preceding the plural noun. So there we get confused and we tend to use the plural verb form, but we should be using a singular verb form always. If it is present tense, we use is. If it is past tense, we use was. Next, we have plural nouns with singular meaning. These nouns appear to be plural but are actually singular, and we use a singular verb with them. So here they all end with S. You can see news, innings, politics, summons, linguistics, billiards, athletics, etc. Though they actually appear to be plural, they actually have a singular meaning, which means only one. So names of subjects ending in S are physics, economics, ethics, mathematics. Names of diseases ending with S, you can just see the examples. Mumps, measles, rickets, shingles. So they are all ending with S and they appear to be in plural form, but they have a singular meaning because they are only one. So examples in sentences: mathematics is not an easy subject. So is the verb, singular verb is followed after the noun. Economics is a dull subject. Measles is an infectious disease. The latest news is that the criminal has been arrested. Similarly, we have the titles of a book. So the name of a house or a hotel in plural takes a singular verb. So the Arabian Nights has interesting stories. The Hotel Brewers is a 5-star hotel. Titles of books, plays, articles, movies, etc. are regarded as singular even though words in the title may be plural. So some more examples. In Dreams Begin with Responsibilities is a story by D. Schwartz. Great Expectations is a must-read novel. So here the title of the book, the name of a hotel or a house is always followed by a singular verb. Now we'll be talking about two or more nouns as subjects. When the subject of a sentence is composed of two or more nouns or pronouns that is connected by the conjunction and, we use a plural verb. So here the example is she and her friends are at the fair. So you can see she and her both are pronouns that is connected with the conjunction and that's why we have a plural verb are, which is followed after the subject. Next one is when two or more singular pronouns or nouns are connected by the conjunctions or, nor, use a singular verb. So when these two conjunctions or and nor are used, we use a singular verb because we'll be talking about choice there, either this or that. So the example here is the book or the pen is in the drawer. Some more examples. Satish and his sister have gone to see a movie. Because there are two nouns and they are connected with the conjunction and, we have to follow it by a plural verb. So Satish and his sister, two people, so a plural verb is used. Have is a plural verb. My friend and his father are meeting us tomorrow. Tacos and pizza taste very good. Meena or Fima is planning to visit me. So here you can see the difference. So this is the second case when two singular nouns are connected with the conjunction or, it is always followed by a singular verb. So Meena or Fima is planning to visit me. The last one, you and your friend are invited for the party. The next one is agreement with collective nouns. You know what are collective nouns, which are the collection of different things which are referred to as a single group. So here use a singular verb with the collective noun acting as a single unit. Use a plural verb when the individual members of the group are acting individually. So here when we are talking about the whole team, we are considering it as singular and a singular verb is followed. But when we are talking about the members of that particular team, we will be talking about the plural verb. That is, plural verb is followed after the individual members of the team. So you can see the example here. The soccer team marches in the parade. So here the collective noun, the whole team is referred as one. So singular verb is followed, but here the soccer team have many different skills. So here we are talking about the members of the soccer team who are having different skills. So we are talking about plural. So the plural form of the verb, that is have, is also followed. This is actually a bit confusing, children. The following words are always plural, like pants, trousers, pliers, scissors, shears, tongs. However, if the word pair is used, the verb is singular. You can look at the examples clearly. The pants are torn into two. So even though it is singular, there is s there after the word pant. So it is actually considered as plural. And then we use the plural verb are after the noun. The same way, when we used the phrase the pair of, scissors becomes singular. So the pair of scissors was placed on the table. Using are or were is wrong. Well, I want to give you some more examples for plural nouns. It is actually confusing, I understand, but by practice you can master them. Binoculars, compasses, gloves, knickers, pincers, pliers, scales, tongs, tweezers. All these are always in plural. So you have to give attention here is a pair of trousers is enough for me. So when we are telling about the phrase a pair of, you should always remember we have to use a singular verb after the phrase a pair of. Next we have two pairs of stockings. So two pairs means it is more than one. So again we have the plural verb are. So two pairs of stockings are what I need. So clearly just look at the examples. Your socks are under the bed. So again your socks, plural, are under the bed. If at all I had written a pair of socks, then it would be is under the bed. Is it clear? Some more examples related to the same. When preceded by a pair of, take a singular verb. For example, shoes, scissors, trousers, etc. So I have used the phrase a pair of in front of all the plural nouns. So that becomes a singular verb when it is followed after the phrase a pair of. So a pair of scissors was taken out of the drawer. A pair of trousers was washed by the servant. A pair of shoes was bought by him. A pair of tongs is kept there to serve rotis. A pair of sunglasses helps me to protect my eyes. If you remove the phrase a pair of, everything will change. Like scissors were taken out of drawer, trousers were washed by the servant, shoes were bought by him, tongs were kept there to serve rotis, sunglasses help me to protect my eyes, because they are all in plural form. But when we mention a pair of, they become singular, and that's why singular verbs are followed. Well, children, there are some nouns which actually go together logically, and they are regarded as one single unit, and they take a singular verb. You can just look at the words which are highlighted in green: bread and butter, brick and stone, salt and pepper, skin and bone, fish and chips, thunder and lightning. All these are logically going together as a single unit, and they are followed by a singular verb. So we'll look into the examples. Bread and butter is a wholesome food. Brick and stone is lying scattered all over the place. Salt and pepper adds taste to your food. Sohan is all skin and bone. Fish and chips is very popular in England. There was thunder and lightning this evening. Now here a number of students are waiting outside. The number of students outside is not recorded yet. So you can see the difference here. When the word is preceded by a, it takes a plural verb. When it is preceded by the, it takes a singular verb. So when we have the word a number, the phrase a number of, before the plural noun, plural verb is followed. That is, a number of students are waiting outside. When we are talking about the phrase the number of, then it is followed by a singular verb. When we talk about expressions of time, money, weight and distance, they are always singular even if the form is plural. Look at the examples. 2 years is a long time to wait. $1 million was given back to the owner. So whenever we talk about time, money, weight and distance, it is always considered as singular, though it appears to be in plural form. 5 meters is all I need for the uniform. 2 hours is required to finish the game. Next one is when the amount of money refers to separate units, the verb is plural. So 5 25 centova coins were found. 60 100 peso bills were added to the budget. So here when the amount of money refers to separate units, when we are talking about separate units, the verb is plural. Coming to the names of organization, they always take a singular verb when the whole organization is referred to, and a plural verb when the members are referred to. So I told you when I was talking about the soccer team, that is the collective nouns. So here also the same rule applies. Names of organization is one. So it is considered as only one, and that's why we have the singular verb. Lopez and Sons is a successful organization. Lopez and Sons are holding a 2-day annual meeting. So you can see in the first example, it is considered as a single unit because it's a whole organization. The second case, we are talking about the members. So Lopez and Sons are holding a 2-day annual meeting. And then if a sentence begins with the expletive it, the verb is always singular even if the subject that follows the verb is plural. So you can see when we are using this word it, means if there is a it in the beginning of the sentence, though we have a plural noun, it is always considered with singular verb. So it is the schools which must assume the responsibility. It is us who must take care of the environment. So this is all a bit confusing, and you can get these things only by practice. Well children, I am going to stop that here because it is a vast topic and I am not going to confuse you or bombard you with too many rules and applications. Let us continue the topic in the next video. So this topic is to be continued. Thanks for your patience. Have a nice day.